Okay. All right, give me a second here. Yep. 1 second, and we can do a little on the go talk here. Just got a few questions for y'all. Marcus Bell. Marcus Bell, what's going on? Yeah. Be on here for maybe like half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, until it's time for me to go. Yeah, man, it's fight week coming up, so I got a couple of questions about these two fighters here, just some curious questions here, man. Like, these two fighters aren't the best fighters in the world, but they got some dangerous attributes about them. They got some very dangerous things about them, and I wonder if they got enough ability to turn that into something to beat these champions. You know. So yeah, let me give y'all a minute here. What is this? UFC 259, right? Yeah. Dang, it's already that time. Wow. Shoot. So UFC 260, I think, is in the end of March, right? And UFC 261 is April 24th. So yeah, yeah. Okay. April. Yeah. Damn. So yeah, that's the question, man. We'll get started here in about a minute or two. That's the question that I asked right here. Jessica Andrade, Megan Anderson, they both are in title opportunities. Big fights. Megan Anderson, her biggest fight of her career. This is one of Jessica Andrade's biggest fights in her career. So, my question is, what can they do? Do they really got more than a puncher's chance to beat Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko? I mean, they're always dangerous. They're always dangerous in there. But do they have that chance to land something big? Find the opening on the champion. Either one of them. Like, is there anything they can do? Is there anything they can do in there? Like, let's go ahead and get started here in a minute. Here, let's talk about Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson first. BJ, what's going on, man? Just on the road here, man. I got a question for all of y'all, man. That's why I came on, man. This is the question, BJ. Y'all, you see it. Does Megan Anderson and Jessica Andrade have more than a puncher's chance to win this fight? However they deliver it, they got different styles because, of course, they're different sizes. But you know, what can they do to what can they do to not necessarily outskill the more skillful fighters, but what can they do to win these fights? So let's say, yeah, okay, it's fight week. Let's talk Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson first. That's what we always talk about as far as her having a puncher's chance. But how's she gonna be able to deliver the puncher's chance? Like, can she switch it up? Like, can she not be a come forward fighter? Can she be a counter puncher in this fight? Like, what is she gonna have to do? And can she do these other things on her feet? Like, I think a lot of people just picture her coming forward and walking Amanda Nunes down and just using her reach. But I think that I think her striking ability is a little bit more polished than we think it is. she just never really had to dive into it because she was always, knocking girls out real fast with her right hand. I think over the past few years she's been more so used to striking constantly and consistently than, Amanda Nunes. Of course, Amanda Nunes, she's more well-rounded. But when it comes to striking, Megan Anderson, that's really her thing. I mean, hey, she was out striking Holly Holm, right? Before Holly Holm, known as a stand-up fighter, took her to the ground and just pretty much smothered her, right? So I'm wondering in this fight, what else can she do? Besides just do just plan on knocking Amanda Nunes out. Let me see here. We got. Hang on one second. Fuller Van Winklen said, Megan has more. I think Megan has more of a chance than Andrade, but still very unlikely. Okay. What else he say? I can see a very early submission for Amanda. Yeah, yeah. What was the question? I was working. Oh, the question, BJ, is: does Megan Anderson or Jessica Andrade have more than a puncher's chance than Nunes or Shevchenko? Like, what can they do besides just relying on knockout power in these fights? What can they do in these fights? Rely more than just on their punching power, or like for Jessica Andrade, her physical strength. You'll see the title in the video, so yeah. I mean, for real, Megan can, I said this in another stream. She just has to be more so of a calculated striker in this fight. Like, that's the one thing she needs to just really, really polish up on. Like, she's not going to beat Nunes on the ground. She's not going to beat her in a grappling session on the ground, but she can outstrike her. She does have that ability to outstrike her. So that should be her game plan, is to just drill after drill to find openings and try to be a counter puncher at times in this fight. Like, that's the one question too. Do you think that Megan can strike off of her back foot well? Like, I'm so used to seeing her come forward. Like, can she strike off her back foot to systematically break down Nunes before she knocks her out, or just look for the one big shot? Because every every fighter that Megan Anderson faces, they try to close that distance early because they don't want her to set her feet. They don't want her to launch those big punches. So they have to get it on the inside. Felicia Spencer did it. Zara Santos, she tried. She tried. She actually put hands on Megan Anderson. Before she got on the inside. Of course, Norma Dumont tried. I was watching that fight last night, Megan Anderson versus Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont had a little bit of success, pressing in on the clinch and trying to really offset Megan Anderson. And she was able to get her down, but it seemed like Megan Anderson had been working on her takedown defense since then. And that was really her way of getting in. So if Amanda Nunes gets in like that, I'm feeling like Megan Anderson, she has to take every chance to just try to strike off the back foot and be more of a counter puncher in this fight as well. She can try to back her up, try to back Nunes up with a long jab, but I know that Nunes is going to be on her game and on her timing to get on the inside. She's going to be working a leg kick. She's going to be jabbing herself, and she's going to be launching her own overhand right. BJ said Andrade definitely has more than a puncher's chance. Megan, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing about Megan. Like, she's the bigger fighter, has great, power in that right hand, but something about her balance, like, not very effective on the inside and not very effective off the fence, and definitely not going to be really, really effective on the ground against Amanda Nunes. Unless she's able to rock Nunes and have her foggy, and then maybe she could submit her. But other than that, like, those are really her main tools. Are going to be her hands. Like, what about the clinch? Like, Nunes had some decent knees in that fight with Norma Dumont for that opening minute. She landed some good knees, like, all the way. She was able to reach the face. So I'm thinking, if she could get in on the clinch and start working knees early to Nunes's midsection and even to the head, that could be effective. Like I said, these are just what if type things. What a fighter has to do. If you want to try to crack the code, you gotta look at what this fighter that has a limited skill set, what they have to do against a much more experienced fighter. Nunes has very predictable punch selection, jab, overhand, right. Usually maybe right, yeah. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, Nunes is a well-rounded, but she's not like the best calculated striker. Like, her punch variety is not insane. It's not like a jab, double jab, left hook, right. She's never really she's never really mixing it up too much on you. Yeah, like, same as she fought Cyborg, same as she, was beating Felicia Spencer. She's that jab, overhand, right woman. And that's why I say Megan Anderson, like, her best thing would be to really, really perfect the striking. Perfect the striking more so than just as a regular power puncher, but to a counter puncher as well. Because she's so used to being on her feet. Like I said, you just need to work on every scenario on on Amanda Nunes coming in. Counter go through drills of countering the overhand right. Go through drills of taking her jab away. Just go through drills of her trying to dive in for a takedown. Work on knees, trying to catch her coming in. But like Derek Lewis, Derek Lewis timed that uppercut beautifully. You got to learn how to just have that distance. So when a fighter that wants to shoot in for a takedown, you can catch him coming in. Just so many, like, so many scenarios she can work with, and different options she can have if she's a much more versatile striker. Fighting off the back foot, like I said, measuring the range, keeping a stance that looks confident, like you're not ready to take a dive or fall, or, whenever she comes in. I know it can be. People think being that tall is easy, but you can see it on Megan Anderson. Like, having them long limbs it's much different on how to keep your balance for much more different than like a shorter person, like somebody 5'8" and under. Oh yeah, there we go. BJ said Robertson Casey tonight. All right, he's doing the film. He's round by round tonight. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Let me go through these comments here. I'm just thinking. Fuller says, "Does Megan have the speed to counter, though? Amanda seems a lot faster." I think it's going to have to come down to timing. like I think Megan Anderson's gonna have to come down to timing the attack more so than speed. I think Amanda's much more quick with her right hand because she's so used to throwing it. So when she launches it, it's going, it's going. Like that's how fast she thinks with hers. You know, she'll just let it go. Sometimes if Megan Anderson is a little apprehensive, that'll kind of hold her back on her speed. But if she keeps it straight and she times it, you can see some, you know, you can see something big landing on Amanda Nunes's chin though. You know, that's what I think. I think Nunes. I think Megan has some speed to her punches, but yeah, it's going to be more about timing with hers, of just getting through the overhand right and getting hers off faster by predicting the the offense of Nunes when she tries to come in with it. BJ says she definitely has the speed to counter. Timing, yeah, yeah. Like I'm gonna go back and watch some of these knockouts of Megan Anderson. I mean, for real, like, she's knocked so many people out that quick, and that's why I say that's her thing that she really needs to just work on in this fight. Is to be a knockout artist of some sort in this fight. Because being on the ground with Nunes is not where she's gonna need to be. So yeah, let me see. Gordon Morris. Megan does have 2 triangle chokes, 2 rear naked chokes, an armbar, and wins by submission added to her wins by punches. Kicks has. She has more than a puncher's chance. She's learning/training has more than a puncher's chance. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, because if she uses her punches to really hurt fighters and get them down, then yeah, she can get a submission win. So yeah, that will add more of a puncher's chance, but it's all about them landing the right punches to do it. Because I just don't see Megan Anderson taking her to the ground just by taking her to the ground. Like it's going to have to be set up by the punching. It's going to have to be set up by the striking, the punching power. You know, that's why I say a lot of people need to use their jab and their straight right hand to make takedowns easier for them. Like she's getting these submission wins by softening them up with strikes first. You know, so once you knock Amanda Nunes down and say she's foggy, boom, you jump on her. Same like Sabina Mazo did to Justine Keech. That just crossed my mind. Head kick. Could have been a knockout, but no, she landed the head kick, softened her up, boom, rear naked choke. You know? Yo, Robert Henry, what's going on? But yeah, like, she can get a submission. She can get a submission, but I think it's going to have to come off her punches more so. Like, Nunes, she could flatten her out just by taking it to the ground. Felicia Spencer, she did it. She got the submission wins by pushing in, putting that weight on her, flattening her out, and boom, she got it. Work on the ground, take her out. But yeah, Megan's not a slow puncher. No, she's not a slow puncher at all. Babe Malecki, where's she at? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like she can't submit her without hurting her because let's say the first round you try to go in and clinch with Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is ready. First round you'll exert more energy than Amanda Nunes. You know, she'll be fine. She'll know how to defend that while you exert energy. But if you crack her with the right hand or two, that's how you get the submission on her, which kind of extends off the puncher's chance, but not, at the same time, it's something different. It'll give her something different because if she sets it up in a different way, like with her counter punch, and then that'll kind of add another level to Megan Anderson's game. So yeah, let's talk. So I think all in all, like, I think Megan could win it on her feet with her striking. If she was to bag at least 3 good rounds. But you really, if you're in like Megan's position, I think you really have to go for a knockout. And that's something that she always possesses, that power to knock somebody out or hurt them to get them to get them down and submit them. So that's really like the game plan I think she should face on in this fight, is really trying to hurt Nunes and get her out of there. Don't try to play a cautious fight or a chess match with Nunes. It's got to be a fight to get her out of there, because even if you did fight a competitive fight, it's hard to beat the champion on the cards. It's really hard to beat the champion on the card. So let's say, yeah, man, I'm gonna stick with that. You gotta polish up your striking on every level, fight off your back foot, be the counter puncher, time Amanda Nunes' attacks, work knees in the clinch. You got those big knees, work them. Every level of that. Make sure that takedown defense is on 100. You know what I mean? All right, so let's talk Jessica Andrade. Hang on 1 second, then we can talk Jessica Andrade. All right, 1 second, y'all. We'll talk Jessica Andrade in a minute. All right, y'all. I'm back here. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let me check these comments real quick. Megan can't hurt. Megan can't submit Amanda without hurting her. Robert Henry said Holly Holm has pretty good speed, and Megan was able to connect more a few times before the fight got away. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier before you came in. Like I said, Megan Anderson, her hands are good enough to make Holly Holm have to adjust. They were that good because Holly Holm can be predictable sometimes. She can come in with the speed. Um, she's not that hard of a puncher as Megan Anderson, so Megan Anderson had to use timing in those first few minutes. She had to use timing to back Holly Holm up, land some knees and some good right hands. So that was whenever Holly Holm said, "Forget that, I'm taking her to the ground because her striking is giving her too much of a chance." So we can already pretty much say that Amanda Nunes is probably going to feel that way too, where she's going to say, "Why am I going to give her a chance by striking with her? I'm going to go for the ground." So it's up to Megan Anderson to take every advantage of defending, just drilling after drilling. Hopefully that's something they worked on to make this a competitive fight. Megan's reach also provides the ability for guillotines or Ezekiel chokes from her back also. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like the guillotine, like say Amanda Nunes comes in, tries to take her down for the clinch. She could catch her with that mistake like GDR caught Pena. Angelo, what's going on? Angelo, no. Megan can't make 135. She can nowhere make that. Like she probably fight at 155 and be more comfortable than at 135. She would never squeeze down there. She said she'd never do that. Yeah, bantamweight, no, that's out. I hope so, man. I hope we do get a good fight. I don't want to just see a mismatch here. I want to see a good fight. Megan and Felicia, those are real featherweights. Yeah, Megan and Felicia are. Macy Chason, well, Leah Letts is a real featherweight too, right, BJ? She is. But Macy Chason really is. That's why she's looking flat whenever she makes 135. Like she's the only one that can kind of squeeze herself down, but it looks like it's really killing her to do that. Gloria DePaula fight. No, it's the next weekend, Fuller. Jenu Frey, Gloria DePaula is what's this weekend? It's the 6th, right? Wait, let me see. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it's the 13th. It's the week of the 13th, Fuller. Gloria DePaula versus Jenu Frey. Angela said he's picking Nunes by submission around 2. Yeah, that's reasonable. I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it. Oh man, Megan at 155 would be dangerous. Like Megan at 155 would like destroy Kayla Harrison. Imagine if she moved up to 125, 155, she would destroy like Kayla Harrison, in my opinion. Like her striking would be that much more effective that Kayla wouldn't be able to get on the inside of it. Like the way Courtney King was able to land on Kayla Harrison, we're talking a much harder puncher here. So yeah, Megan at 155 would be pretty much very dangerous. She wouldn't be giving up too much weight, and her power would be on point. You know. Yeah, let's talk Jessica Andrade here. I can see Amanda kicking Megan in her calf just to take away her power. That's gonna be a key to victory right there. What's next for Andrade if she loses, and what's next for Megan if she loses? I think for Megan, man, like if Megan was to lose, who knows, man? Because there really is nobody else to fight at featherweight unless they bring back Leah Letson at that time and Bea Malecki. Um, I don't know if her contract was up, she probably could sign the PFL and fight in their lightweight. You know, that's an option. That would be a good option for her. Jessica Andrade, if she was to lose, I think she would try to come back for a rematch. You know, I don't think a loss for Jessica Andrade would destroy her. You know, she would be right back at 125 to fight some more and try to get a title opportunity. Fuller, you better stop that, man. Wait, Megan Anderson moved to 155 and crush Kayla, all would be forgotten. You know it, man. Well, you know, like I always say, you know, I say over here, I am a fan of Megan Anderson. I just wasn't a fan of her like rushing herself as far as asking for the cyborg fight. Like when she was the Invicta champion, I had already been watching most of her fights, and when she won that Invicta belt, I was like, all right, now let's get to the UFC. Let's take on some of these featherweights. That's what I wanted to see for her do. I wanted to see her build herself up for a Chris Cyborg fight, not just straight up call out Chris Cyborg, you know. And then she was gone for like a year, and then fought a top level opponent in Holly, which was too much for her, you know. But yeah, I've been a fan of like Megan as far as just her fights, you know, exciting fighter, you know. She be knocking people out. So, you know, I'm always, you know, yeah, I've always been a fan of her. So I just want to see her do some better things in there. Look at Fuller crazy. Fuller said, don't worry, guys, Wolf is coming to take that belt away from Amanda. Yeah, man. Um, Gordon said, as for standing slash grappling, who is stronger and who has more IQ as far as takedown defense, maintaining balance, controlling position between Megan and Amanda. Um, Standing and grappling, I'm gonna say Amanda Nunes. I think she has more technique and IQ with it, but the strength, that's kind of tough, man. Like, you know, Megan being so big and you know her being physically strong as well. But then I factor in the balance of Amanda Nunes. Her balance is better. I have to say Amanda Nunes is better at the standing slash grappling. IQ as far as takedown defense, that's Amanda Nunes. Maintaining balance, that's Amanda Nunes. And controlling position is all Amanda Nunes. But I think, when it comes down to just like calculated striking and punch variety, that would be Megan Anderson. Because again, like I said, when you're that tall, sometimes, I used to like, I'm like I'm about 5'9". And when I used to wrestle with people that are taller than me, I could get them off balance real quick if they were like taller, but just because they're, sometimes it's hard for them to keep control of their limbs. And I think that early on, we used to kind of see that with Megan Anderson maintaining balance. Sometimes it's kind of harder for these taller fighters to maintain balance because their legs are so long. From what I've seen and what I experienced. But yeah, as far as like maintaining balance and controlling, like yeah, that would be all Amanda. Is Lauren Murphy a threat to Valentina? Um, Not so much as Jessica Andrade, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Andrade is more of a. I think Andrade is more of a threat. Like Lauren Murphy, mm, if she shows up and wants to fight, everybody has a chance. But big threat, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look at more of her fights again just to really gauge it. Now, Megan better try to kick Nunes in calf first couple times. Yeah, so that calf kick be no joke, man. Lauren could be right. That's what I'm thinking. Like Lauren could be, but I felt like Jennifer Maia was more of a threat, and now I think Jessica Andrade is more of a threat too. I don't know about some of these other flyweights. Andrade's more of a threat than Lauren. Yeah, right. Let's talk Jessica Andrade real quick. I'm about to bounce in like another 15 minutes. So Jessica Andrade, her chances. Let's look at her chances real quick. I mean, I'm gonna have to come back and talk about this again anyway because there's some other points I wanted to point out. But I think that Jessica Andrade, she has more than a puncher's chance than Megan Anderson a little bit. Like, cause I know Megan Anderson, she's a better puncher, so that's what she does. That's her ability. She has better striking than Jessica Andrade. I think Jessica Andrade has more of a puncher's chance just because she's dependent on other things, in there as far as her strength, her physical strength of going in there and always slamming people. Um, I think Jessica Andrade has the physical strength chance in there. She has a grappler's chance as well, depending on what she uses to get those advantages. If she's working knees to the body, if she works her leg kicks to Valentina, um, if she's a little bit smarter in there with her head movement, she could jab her way in. Who knows? So I'm just, looking at different things here because even though Jessica Andrade and Megan Anderson aren't on that same level and they don't have the same octagon IQ that these champions have. I'm trying to think what it is that they're gonna what is it that can really turn up that can make it a competitive fight. You know, what one or two strengths they have that are really going to make this a competitive fight. And for like Jessica Andrade, I think turning up her ability to um, make fights ugly and physical is something she's really going to have to do in this fight. Cutting off the octagon instead of chasing somebody down, looking for that one home run punch, being more calculated with it is something she's going to have to be doing. Gordon said, "How about the cardio issue with Amanda pushing against a heavier Megan? Will it factor in as a fight progresses? Can I will? Oh man, I was thinking about that earlier too, man. Like, man, yeah, like Megan could wear her down, but she's gonna always have to be in a position where her takedown defense is on point, where she can work knees, lay on Amanda, reverse clinches on the fence, put Amanda's back on the fence. work the knee, put the head in her chest. Like that's a possibility, man. Yeah, I was thinking about that on the road there before I pulled up. I said, Amanda Nunes, the cardio, like if she takes her into deep waters, she's gonna have to be grinding like that. That's gonna be taking away a lot of energy from Nunes. Because Nunes, if you ever notice, she fights at her own rhythm. She conducts her own rhythm in a fight. That's why she wins the majority of the times. She fights when she wants to fight. She pushes herself when she wants to push. So if Megan Anderson has that ability to make her fight offbeat and make her grind a few rounds, then yeah, that would be another way to not just have to depend on knocking her out. Yeah, that's a good point though. Yeah, Amanda Nunes, that cardio, that cardio might come into play round 3 or 4 if you really push her. I hope they worked on that, drill after drill, just keeping it standing and making her push because that's yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point though. Yeah, her cardio. Lauren Murphy's more threatening opponent than Valentina in terms of who would make a more annoying house. Oh boy, Andrade better not just depend on her power slams. Yeah, she's got 2 chances now. Jessica Andrade has the puncher's chance and she's got the slam chance. The slam chance, like I said, everybody kind of gets slammed in there, but it's all in how you react to it. Um, she doesn't really have like a workman's chance in there. Like I don't see her outworking Valentina with, you know, constant pressure of strikes and takedowns and just staying on the lead. So what else could it be? What else could it be for these fighters? Like BJ said she has more than a puncher's chance. I like to know what he thinks. Like besides making it physical. I don't think so, Angelo. I don't think that Nunes versus Valentina fighter will ever happen again. I personally don't want to see it either. You know, I'd rather see Valentina versus GDR than that fight. Valentina move back up to 135. I'd like to see them fight for a vacant belt if Nunes uh, vacated and retired or something like that. Full of that side to side head movement Andrade used against Rose, consider up for a head kick. Yeah, that side to side movement, man. It it was a little predictable early on. Like it gave Rose some trouble, man. But I think Valentina will be a little bit more hip to that head movement because it was basic. It was just side to side, left, right, left, right. So Valentina will be up on that. So you better bring at least two toolboxes and a backup generator. Yeah, you gotta have tools. See, Amanda Nunes had all that when she fought Valentina. She had every bit of her tools. She had the headlight on. She had everything. To grind that fight out. I don't know. How about that thing that has brought down so many great champions, namely hubris, confidence, not taking her opponent seriously? Does Amanda think? I don't think she is. I don't ever get that, Gordon. I don't ever get that feeling from Amanda Nunes that she's invincible. She kind of goes in there as the underdog most of the times because everybody said she was scared of Chris Cyborg, and she just kind of stayed calm at the press conference. She didn't do a lot of talking. Um, she was just like, "Look, I'm here to fight," and she went in there, uh, got Chris Cyborg out of there in a round in the first round, and she kind of moved on from there. But she never really been like a big crazy talker where she was feeling like she was invincible. She works hard for hers, I think. Aside from working hard, I think Amanda Nunes has always been kind of the same. She's never really felt like she was invincible. I mean, she damn sure don't look like she's invincible. That's why she works as hard as she does, because making weight can be trouble at 135. So she knows she's not like this, rock hard chiseled fighter that can just do anything she wants in there. I think she works at everything and always keeps the same energy. Yeah, so I don't think now if she went in there thinking that would be part of that would definitely be a downfall in this fight. But I don't think she'll go in there. I think she'll come in this fight with the utmost respect for Megan Anderson, and if she sees opening, she'll just take it and roll with it like she usually does. I mean, but that's just me. Like, I haven't really seen any like overconfidence in Amanda Nunes. You know, uh, GDR versus Val is an interesting. I'm telling you, man, that's a good fight. You think it's a bad matchup? I don't know. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a very good fight. Juliana Pena, she got in there with GDR, very competitive until that what was it, third, fourth round, fifth round, whatever. I'm blanking right now, but it's gonna be a good fight. That's all I can say, BJ. BJ over here saying she gonna get murdered. This is gonna be a good fight. I just want to see it. I don't think Nunes comes in overconfident. No, 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 not at all. Gordon said Cyborg was compromised by moving to LA during her weight cut. She looked sleepy entering the cage, not confident, not ready. Everyone says Amanda's a goat. She said she believes the press. I guess there comes a point when you start to believe it. There comes a point when you start to believe it. But I don't really get that feeling like she's. I think Kayla Harrison be showing more arrogance than Amanda Nunes does, and she's not even the champion here. And she's not even a UFC champion. I had to go back and look at that first round too, Gordon. Like, I thought Cyborg looked ready. I thought she just came in with an emotional approach to the fight, and that cost her the fight. I thought Chris Cyborg came out a little bit too much swinging. She wasn't as technical as she has been in these Bellator fights. I thought she took more of a puncher's approach to that fight. Swinging, trying to get her out of there, and that kind of cost her the fight. But I seen some of her weight cuts. I know what you mean. I seen some of them weight cuts. They've been killer on her, but I didn't know she moved during the weight cut like that. I just kind of felt like it was more of an emotional approach on Cyborg's part. That's what cost her the fight. Um, okay. BJ said, yeah. She said she'll murder her. Damn. GDR would still at least be like 6 inches taller than Valentina, wouldn't she be? Something like that. Maybe like five. They list GDR as 5'9". I think she's like 5'11", but they list her as 5'9". Val is what, 5'5"? Be like 4 or 5 inches height difference, give or take. Yeah, yeah. This is that's why exactly what I was thinking too. Like, it's after she beat somebody that you kind of see the confidence in her. You know what I mean? Like, it's after she like knocks Holly Holm out. Then she's kind of showing that arrogance. After she knocks Misha Tate out, she's showing that arrogance. After she beats Felicia Spencer for 5 rounds, that's kind of when she's showing that arrogance. I don't. Oh shit! I didn't. Hold on. My bad. Oh, I thought I missed a block somebody by mistake. Never mind. No, you're still there. I think her brain was vulnerable to knockout because of dehydration. Remember, they moved the venue to LA a few days before the fight. Cyborg's weight cuts are notoriously debilitating. Yeah, her making 145 can be killer on her, man. And that's killer on your kidneys too. So yeah, yeah, weight cuts are bad, man. Yeah, you can't factor some of that stuff in. I mean, that's sometimes I hate weight cuts too, man. I hate the fact that they have to do that because that is I don't know, man. Now that you mention it like that, it's kind of making you think like why he moved it at the last minute while somebody's doing a weight cut. Come on, Dana, what you planning? That's hard work on somebody, man. I don't know, but yeah, y'all. I'm probably gonna talk about this again. We kind of got caught up in this Megan conversation, so I still want to talk about this again because Andrade's fight that's farther out, but yeah, Megan's fight with Amanda Nunes is right around the corner. Um, so yeah, yeah. I mean, y'all got some good points in here today, though. BJ says she big. I'm telling you, man, so there's what if scenarios, man. I'm telling you that fight would be something. That's my question too, then, Gordon. Like, what should Joanna do? Should she be at 115 now if she's really compromising her brain like that? Like, should she be at 125? Because was it a bad weight cut? Was it a rush weight cut against Rose Namajunas? Or does she not need to be at 120, 115 anymore? What? Because she was trying to use that as an excuse when she got knocked out. I thought it was just a chin. Because I will take that stuff into consideration. Because like Roy Jones, when he dropped 25 pounds of muscle, like way back and fought Tarver, he got knocked out in the second round. He dropped 25 pounds of muscle, bad weight cut from heavyweight to light heavyweight, and boom, he got knocked out. So I'll take that stuff into consideration, man. Especially with Joanna, she's a tall, straw weight, and she does look skeletal when she fights in 115. So I could see that being I could see that being a reason that played in, but I just try to live off of no excuses. If you kill yourself to make it, then that's telling us that you're ready. You know, I think Joanna should fight at 125. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking 125 should be her thing. Like, if you're putting your brain and your kidneys in at risk, yeah. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, I'll probably come back on either tomorrow. We'll talk. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. BJ, Robert, Marcus, Gordon, um, Fuller, Angelo, y'all coming through. I'll be back on probably tomorrow. But yeah, BJ, I'm looking forward to your Jillian Robertson versus Courtney Casey commentary tonight. Once again, BJ, hashtag Miranda TKOs Jillian in 3. No, it's hashtag Miranda submits Jillian in 3. There you go. And on that note, I'm out, y'all. Peace.